Hey everybody, happy Tuesday night. What a weird night to do a live, and nonetheless it's, let's see, almost 11 o'clock here in Iowa. It is a big night for me to be on here. That's why I decided to jump on late tonight. I'm actually not going to have a time because of family obligations coming up this week with Christmas. We have tons of family in town, which is super fun for us. It's I think I've talked about it in other streams. It's our most favorite time of the year with my family. And we just have lots of our favorite people in town to spend time with. So this Friday, not going to be able to get on and do a Friday night live. So I wanted to get on tonight and just get something recorded for you. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you who has commented, liked, and subscribed to the channel. You like the hat? Yeah, I appreciate that, BJ. Hi, Abby. Thanks for joining this super late, especially for you, BJ. Yeah, I wanted to get on and just say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. We hit 500 subscribers before the end of the month, which was my goal. My next short-term goal is to reach 1,000, but I can't do it without all of you. And so I wanted to thank you all for already being part of this. And if you could do me the favor as you watch this video, hit the like, hit the bell, and hit the sub if you're already subscribed. Thank you. So I wanted to obviously jump on. Thank you all for being a part of this. Thank you, BJ. It's just an exciting thing. It's just been a really fun part of this Mounjaro journey. It has been sharing it with all of you and spending it with all of you. I've learned a lot from each and every one of you, and I hope that you've learned a little bit something from the channel as well. So what I wanted to do, this isn't going to be quite the live that I wanted it to be because I'm doing it on the fly. I'm doing it late. I do want to get back probably after the first of the year to the Friday night lives, and I want to do more of a structured Q&A. I want to structure the whole show a little bit more to make it flow a little bit better for all of you and to get everybody involved and for everybody to have a chance to ask the questions that they have. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate that. And you've been watching these for a while here. And so I just really appreciate it. I wanted to share here quick. Let's see here. Some of the questions that have been asked on some of the comments. So I just wanted to go through some of those. So some of the more recent questions that I've had here. Tamkin Spice asked, wasn't the 7.5 supposed to be replenished for pharmacy warehouses beginning last week? And I'm wondering what happened. I did put that information out after the Lilly call. It straight from their mouth. They said that as of last week, they thought that the wholesalers would be resupplied. And so my inference there was that by next week, that being this week, that the pharmacies would start to see their supply of the 7.5 go back up. That has not been the case in any way, shape, or form. I haven't seen one person, not even anecdotally, that has gotten their 7.5 milligrams filled. So perhaps next week, perhaps some of the shipping is a little bit jammed up because of the holiday. I know it gets a little bit crazy this time of year for them. So perhaps that is part of the holdup. But I would look within the next week or two for that to kind of even out on the 7.5 dosage. So keep your eyes peeled and stay on your pharmacy. Keep asking. I'd keep checking in every day with your pharmacy on that. let's see, what other questions have we had? There's been several people who have been commenting on the specific video that I did about the skipping from the 5 to the 10 because of the absence of the 7.5. There's so many people that are jumping straight to the 10, and lots of questions about side effects. As I shared in my last, thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining. I appreciate all your comments and you being a part of the stream tonight. The biggest side effect that I've felt on the 10 is fatigue, 100% fatigue. And especially this week, it hit me like extra hard. And I don't know if it was just coming back from travel and I was kind of feeling sick as well. So it was kind of maybe a double whammy for me. But definitely, if you are making that jump from 5 to 10, check out that video that I did about that. And I kind of go over real quick. It's a real short video, but I go over the side effects and kind of the experience that I've had. I've heard from lots of people over the last couple of weeks who have lost tremendous amount of weight. Jimmy Casey commented and said that he's not on the 10 yet, but he in 2 months is down 51 pounds, down from 436 to 385, which is just awesome. That's just a tremendous effort on his part. And obviously a lot of that is thanks to the Mounjaro. There's a lot of people also commenting and asking still about insurance and type 2 diabetes diagnosis. So I'm running into that myself. You all know, you who have been here, that I'm type 2 diabetic, but apparently my Mounjaro wasn't coded as such. And so the Amazon pharmacy won't fill my most recent prescription. They're kind of being a big pain in the butt about it. So my doctor's ironing all that out. So it's still with some pharmacies is an issue, but I have heard that some of the pharmacies are kind of going back to honoring the coupon without a diagnosis code. And I have a whole theory on this that I've shared in BJ Davis's Discord. Quick plug for that. If you haven't popped over there, I will link it in the description after this video goes to YouTube for streaming after the live. But I did share there. I really think that Lilly put pressure on the pharmacies as kind of a means to hold back the supply for people who are diabetic, and kind of said, hey, we're not going to honor these coupons if there's no diagnosis code. And I think that created chaos within every individual pharmacy. I think that's why there was a lag in communication, why some pharmacies did continue to fill it regardless, and some got on it right away. And I think that's obviously the bigger pharmacies were really quick because their communication a lot of time is a lot better from corporate down. But that's just a theory. And I think that since they're expecting their supply to kind of even out, that maybe they're easing up on that a bit with some pharmacies. I could get on and probably will do an entire video on just kind of the state of pharmacies, the state of the coupon, where we're at, just as an update to the last one that I did, just because there are so many people who are frustrated there. And anecdotally, there's just a kind of a lot of conflicting information out there. So there's a lot of people who joined the live that was done after the Lilly call. A lot of people that had questions. Some questions came up about Retatitride. There's been some articles published that I've seen in the last couple of days in regards to Retatitride, which is one of Lilly's diabetic / weight loss medications that's in the pipeline. So definitely go to Google, do a search on that. Go back to that video of mine, check that out. That was one of my funner videos. That's where the whole Bretta Who Tried came out, and a lot of people can't get that out of their head. So I apologize if you are one of those people. Let's see. Let's see if there's any other questions that have gone unanswered. Yeah, not too many. Wondering if anybody joining the stream tonight has any questions. I'd be happy to answer any of those questions. And I do want to do a poll, and this poll is going to be kind of a loose poll, but I want everybody to vote in the chat tonight, and then in the comments once this thing is live. And I want to take a little poll, and then I'm going to select one person who participates in this at random to win a $25 Amazon gift card. And so if you want to participate along here, let me pull this up. So I'm going to show them in order A, B, and C, and you're going to vote in the chat. A, B, or C. And these are three of my favorite, they call them cards, thumbnails for the videos that I've done. I'm going to show you three of my favorites that I've done so far, and you're going to vote for your favorite, and then we'll pick a winner. And then probably on the next live stream, I will announce who that winner is, and I'll get your information and get you an Amazon gift card for 25 bucks. So we're going to go with A. So here's A. This is one of my most recent videos. This was probably my most favorite one because, you know, I had my kids help me take the picture, and then I edited it with them, and they just had a lot of fun with me doing that. So anytime I can involve them, I enjoy it. So that's A. B, this wasn't as popular of a video, but I still love it, probably because it's a throwback to the 90s. There's a lot of step-by-steps as far as Mounjaro injections. There's a lot of videos. I almost felt like I had to do the obligatory step-by-step. So I threw the cover art from Step by Step, the show that was on TGIF. If you remember TGIF from the 90s, put it in the chat because I sure do. I looked forward to it all week, the TGIF and all the shows that were on there. So the Step by Step was definitely another one that I enjoyed. And then this one here, let's see. This one here, sorry, I don't have the full card on this one. This was just a thumbnail. But this is the one I did for the live with Melissa H. and just kind of gave each dosage of Mounjaro its own face and personality, just because it's a live stream. And I thought, you know, we're all Mounjarians, so it's kind of like an homage to that. So this is C. So we're going to go back through. We're going to go A, B, and C, and put it in the chat. Which one is your favorite? Put it in the comments after this goes live, and we will pick a winner. And one of my favorite parts, honestly, about doing these videos is doing the thumbnails. I just have fun with that. It's a chance for me to be creative and kind of flex those creative muscles that I don't otherwise get a chance to do. So Abby likes A, riding a 10 milligram rocket. BJ likes C. It looks like Pez. Oh, I totally see that. I totally see that. And Paul likes A as well. Yeah, so just continue to vote. I'll throw them up there one more time for those who are just joining. We're doing a vote on our favorite thumbnail. A, B, and C. A, B, C. If you're familiar with my videos, hopefully you've seen those and already kind of know which one are your favorite. But we'll be doing a drawing for everybody who participates in that. We'll pull somebody at random. Natalie like C. What are you saying here, Natalie? Some jealous here in Seattle. We don't have any 7.5, and I've been 2.5. Yeah, so I don't think anybody has any 7.5 anywhere. We kind of covered that at the beginning of the stream too, Natalie, if you're just joining us. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We're kind of celebrating 500 subs tonight. But the 7.5 isn't in stock anywhere. They said on the Lily call that it would be by this week. It's clearly not. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see that come back online. So keep checking with your pharmacies. I know that once the 7.5 gets back in stock, I think the 5 is likely to be an issue. So for those of you on the earlier doses, you might have to call an audible, you know. And so Natalie, I've heard plenty of people who have stayed on the 2.5. Yeah, and they've done just fine. Like if you can just stay afloat with the 2.5 for now, and maybe once the 7.5, maybe you can skip right over the 5 and do that. Yeah, thank you, Natalie. I hope you will check them out, and I appreciate you being here tonight. Anybody in the chat have any questions to add tonight? You know, I'm kind of taking any questions that anybody may have, kind of going back through some of the questions people have asked me in the chats. There's a lot of people who just really want to be validated in their different side effects that they're feeling. And I've kind of talked about how fatigue is the one that I feel. Natalie, you were at 5. Yeah, if you have to go back to the 2.5, I'm curious, and maybe somebody in the chat has an answer for this, but I'm curious, like, What about taking 2.5, twice a week, or 2 injections at once? I think that's a good question for the doctors. I know that that wasn't something they studied in the clinical trials, so I'm guessing doctors would say no. But, it is something to look at, potentially. So with that said, we've got our votes for tonight, and we'll continue to tally those votes up. I have a feeling on which one I think will win, but I'll continue to count up those votes, and we'll select one person at random to win a $25 Amazon card. And if you could, like, bell, sub, just so that we can get as many eyes on this platform. On my new goal, now that we're at 500 subs, is to get to 1,000. And that's again, sorry, I take a sip. That's again where YouTube allows the videos to get a kind of a kickback to the people who make them, put a lot of effort into these videos, a lot of thought and a lot of research. Yeah, Natalie, I don't know about the cost if you were to go from 2.5 and take 2 of them. I don't know, but perhaps you could even look at 2.5 is the dosage level that a lot of drug reps give out. And so you could talk to your doctor about maybe getting a box of the reps, the word I'm looking for, samples that they give out, and just to help kind of defray some of that cost. I don't know, something to look at. I'm curious, everybody who's in the chat tonight, what dosages are you on currently? And is anybody else having problems? I do know the answer to some of these, Abby and BJ. Follow BJ's channel, and Abby's in the Discord. Abby just started 5. Paul, I know that you're what did you say? You're on the 10, maybe. But anyway, that said, I don't have too many questions because we're doing a stream at 11 o'clock my time, and I'm guessing a lot of people are in bed. BJ's on the 12.5. BJ, I think it's interesting because my doctor is moving me right past. Hey, Robert. Hey, welcome to the stream, man. Robert Armstrong has a great channel. He's been chronicling his Mounjaro journey over on his channel. So please go over and check out Robert's videos. I think those are great videos that Robert's doing over there. And Robert, I would love to have you on the stream sometime if you'd like to join me. Yeah, the 12.5. And what I heard from multiple pharmacies is that they don't have a problem getting those higher dosages. The 10, the 12.5, the 15, those are pretty safe dosages to be on. Yep, you're on 5 and going to the 10. Paul, hey Robert, what dosage are you on again? I think you might be on the 5, but maybe about to move to the 10. Well, 7.5, but probably the 10. But yeah, and anybody who's here who has a stream, who has a channel, let me know. If I haven't already seen yours, I would love to check yours out. And I know that we're still trying to convince Abby to start her channel and chronicle her journey here on YouTube. It's easier for some people than it is for others, for sure. I'm a talker by trade, for sure. Your video on 5 to 10 was so timely for me. Yeah, Paul, that's why I wanted to get that video out. There's a lot of people who do really great videos that they plan out, and they know what they're going to say. A lot of times, there's a lot of times where I think of something, I'm like, I got to do a video about that. And that was one of them, because moving from 5 to 10 and skipping to 7.5, there's so many people doing it right now. And there's so many people that are freaking out, because I think if I polled everybody in on the stream tonight, and I were to say, are you in any Facebook groups, or are you following any Discords, or following any Reddit channels, that you would probably say that there's a lot of people that are excitable on those forums, and you think that Mounjaro is like making them feel miserable, and so it's easier, I think, to kind of be afraid of what's going to happen. Like my doctor told me very recently, he's like, if you're not having severe symptoms on the 2.5, on the 5, on those lower doses, you're not probably going to have them on the higher doses. And if you are feeling some effects on those, they're probably just likely to be a bit more intensified as you level up and dose up. But there will be an even out point where you won't feel the side effects quite as much. Robert, you're on the 5, was moving to the 7.5, but your doctor decided you should stay at the 5 since it's working well. And it is working well for you. But I know, Robert, that you're also very committed to your exercise regimen. And I'm sure that's helping you. I just have not been good about it. Um, I feel like getting my diet whipped is a lot of work for me. Um, and I've kind of shared that part of my journey in other videos, so I won't belabor it tonight. But yeah, you're doing great. So, and I would advocate, especially for non-diabetic people. And I don't think that you're diabetic, if I'm remembering correctly, Robert. Or maybe you haven't shared it, and maybe you said that you are, and I just missed it. But I think, especially if you're non-diabetic and if you can get away with the lower doses, that's where I would stay. I'd stay on the lower dose because I would err on the side of putting as little in my body as it took to get the job done. Now, for me as a diabetic, I want the 15 and I want the full benefit of not only the weight loss, but the glucose control. It's just freedom for a diabetic to be able to eat something and know that you're not going to be causing long term damage to your body. Robert, you're not diabetic. Okay, so I was right. Yay for me for remembering something for once in my life. um, I'm curious too. Did anybody get a chance to see the short that I did last night? The little Mounjaro spoof commercial. If you did, let me know what you thought about that in the chat. And if you haven't, you should get over and check that out on my page under the Shorts tab. Natalie, does the tired ever go away? Is the head fog and dizzy from not eating? Do you guys want sweet at night cravings? Okay, Natalie. So does the tired and brain fog ever go away? So it's going to be different for everybody. I think that's the thing you have to stress is everybody's experience is going to be different. For me, I feel brain fog and dizzy when I'm not on Mounjaro, if I'm eating poorly because I'm diabetic. So that's kind of the telltale for the diabetic. If you're eating carbohydrates, your sugars are out of whack, and then you're dizzy. I'm dizzy and brain fog. So for me, when I kind of feel those symptoms on Mounjaro, I'm probably a little bit. I mean, they kind of take them away from me more than I feel them. And if I do feel them, it's like I'm so used to feeling that way as a diabetic that I don't notice them. I don't know if you're diabetic, Natalie, or not. Um, as far as craving sweets at night, I think that's another personal thing. I don't know. Is that new for you? Are you feeling sweet cravings at night and that's new for you? Or is that something that outside of the Mounjaro you'd be more inclined to as well? I think those are probably just you're more inclined to what you would feel normally, especially because like with Mounjaro, you're eating so much less. And so eventually especially as the drug kind of wears off in your system and you kind of get past that half-life stage halfway through the week, um, you're going to start feeling more cravings for sure because you haven't eaten very much and your body's going, hey, like it's time to refeed here. Paul's diabetic and 5 really brought your fasting glucose to normal. That's excellent, Paul. And I think that is really the miracle of Mounjaro is how well it controls blood sugar. And just to kind of dovetail on that, those of you who watch my videos are probably sick of me saying this, but the retatrutide, Lilly's new drug that they have in the pipeline, is a triple G. So Mounjaro is a double G, so to speak. It acts on one more receptor in the gut and in the incretin hormones, and it doesn't do as good with fasting glucose, but it does better with weight loss. So I think Mounjaro really, the combination that Lilly found, Mounjaro really is a miracle drug for those of us with diabetes. I'm curious, Paul, if you're on insulin, and if you were you able to go off that? I don't think they recommend insulin with Mounjaro, but I was not on insulin. I was on metformin, and I friggin' hated that drug. And so Mounjaro's been wonderful for me. BJ, you saw the short. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, if you haven't seen the short, the Mounjaro spoof, the gals over in the Discord, Melissa and Michelle, they kind of encouraged me to do a short video. So, and it's a Mounjaro commercial spoof that I did completely just to be funny. It's not how I actually think people are. It's just funny. Abby, dizzy can be from not eating. Oh yeah, absolutely. What I've said on my channel, what I continue to advocate for is a lot of the side effects that you're going to feel on Mounjaro are side effects from losing weight. And some of those are going to be when you start losing weight, your body sheds potassium, magnesium, and sodium. So there's some good supplements. If I have a short video, if you go into my shorts, you can. That sounded wrong. Go into my short videos and you can see the one that I take that's a supplement on Amazon, and I can probably link it when we're done here. But it replaces all that for you. They're the producers, and Dave is the talent. Yeah, the talent. Right, right. I had to go through hair and makeup and the whole deal. I was wearing this sweatshirt last night, and then I put one of my sport coats over it. Look the part, right? Excellent. Well, we're at 25 minutes on the stream. 25 minutes when I started at 11. I know for BJ it's 12. So I know you're going to need an extra cup of coffee in the morning. But is there extra coffee for BJ Davis? I mean, I got to imagine you got that coffee going from the time you get up to the time you're probably drinking coffee right now. But Abby, I think you're maybe West Coast. I'm not certain about that, but I think it's a little earlier for you. But still, it's late. And like I said, I'm super excited because I've got family in town this week. And we just love spending time with them. And it's Christmas season is a very special season for our family as we remember the birth of Jesus and how his birth changed the world and changed each of us. And it's just a really special season for our family. And so with that, I'm not going to do a live this week after this one. So the Friday Night Live that I just kicked off last week will have to wait probably till after the first of the year. Abby's in California. And so I wanted to get on, especially tonight. I just thought tonight was a good night to do it, hitting the 500 sub mark. I'm just so grateful. And this is kind of a reflective season, I think, for a lot of us too, as we look back on the previous year and we just think about, the blessings that we had, the challenges that we faced, and the last couple months have been a real bright spot for me. Not only starting the Mounjaro, but walking through that journey with so many people who are walking it as well, and kind of feeling the same frustrations that we're all feeling with kind of some of the scarcity and some of the dosages, and just being able to walk through that together and talk to one another, and interact and just kind of learn from one another. I just think it's just been such a bright spot for me. So truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you who has liked these videos, who's shared them into the different forums that you're in, shared them with your friends, who have subscribed to the channel. I just really appreciate each and every one of you. Especially, I got to give a special shout out to BJ Davis and his channel. Probably wouldn't have picked up the pace with these videos the way that I have if it wasn't for BJ inviting me over to his Discord channel, where there's just great community of other, he calls them Mounjarians, I call them Mounjaries. I've heard other people call other things, but just other people who are kind of on the same journey. And honestly, I think what makes the Discord over there so great is that it's a uniquely nice group of people. And you don't always get that. Like, even within these communities, there's plenty of Facebook forums that I'm on, and there's not always the greatest people in there. With the Discord, it just BJ is really curated, a really great group of people who have joined there. I want to hit some of these comments here before we wrap it up. And Natalie said, excuse me, I'm still fighting a little cold, so my throat dries out really easily. Love it. I appreciate all your hell. I'm not giving up. This life has changed. My belly is gone, even though weight has been the same for a month. Oh yeah. So I'm kind of tracking with what you're saying there. I'm not, just think autocorrect might have hit you up a couple times on that, but I think what you're saying is your belly is shrinking. Your weight's not going down, but your belly is shrinking, and I 100% can identify with that. I carry all my weight in my belly. Paul was on metformin and insulin, and he stopped metformin after 3 weeks of GI help. That was my same situation. Stopped insulin. I never got on insulin myself, but I've heard it helps gain weight. packs it on quick. And I think that was that was my issue before, being so insulin resistant. And as I had so much insulin going through my bloodstream at any given time, it was just nearly impossible to lose weight. Yeah, so it's been a miracle drug for diabetes for you. So excellent, Paul. I'm glad you found it. So how did you find it? Did you find it researching on the internet, or did your doctor tell you about it? Just curious. Natalie said, thank you for all your videos. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching and being a part of the stream. Help. Okay. So I appreciate all your help. I'm glad to know that that's not what you meant. And BJ said metformin is the worst, and I tend to agree with that. What a miracle Mounjaro is for those of us who are diabetic, and what a miracle it has been for those of us who are trying to lose weight and avoid becoming diabetic and get metabolically healthy. And as Michelle has said over in the Discord, it's not just your metabolic system that being overweight affects. It affects a lot of things, especially people with other coexisting conditions. And so it's just being able to lose weight is a huge deal for people. And so hopefully in this new year, my wish for all of you is health, wealth, and happiness, and a steady and consistent supply of Mounjaro. Right? I wish that for all of us. So with that said, we're probably going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. I really, really greatly appreciate each and every one of you, again, who has liked and been a part of these streams. And I hope that in the future, we'll be able to get together consistently for our Friday night lives. With that said, I'll roll the outro and thank each one of you for joining me tonight. Have a very Merry Christmas. So festive tonight. Have a very Merry Christmas and a happy, and prosperous New Year. Take care.